Hi everyone, here I am again on my dance floor. I'm going to show you how I modified the Gillio A5 writing folio to a working A5 binder with standard ring configuration. So this is the Gillio A5 binder. This is Epoca Gold leather. This is a few years old, used on and off. It is more compact dimensions than the inner binder of the A5 Miyakara. It's also more compact dimensions from their A5 address book. It's definitely smaller than the companion, the Mia overall in the A5 size. So this is lovely. It has stiffener, it has squish. It's lovely for handwriters because of all the stiffener. You can use it on a good surface, on your lap. I mean, if you don't have a good writing surface, you can use it on your lap, on your hand. However, I am a ring user and this comes without rings, so that was a problem for me. So that's why I had to figure something out. This is how it looks now, and sorry, it doesn't fit in the frame. My original solution for this was a pair of screwable rings, which I installed without puncturing the outside because this is too lovely to do that too. What I did is I removed the pen loop, which is sewn here, and I haven't sewn this together yet, but once I do it will be completely closed. And I through here inserted the bottoms of the screws, and then through the inner layer of leather, and this is how I attached these rings. I think before that I even had an option with like a sheet of cardboard that this was held under here, but it was too unstable. So then after I used these for a while, and they're 15 millimeters diameter, I think, I realized it could hold larger rings and standard paper. In came the larger rings. These are 18 millimeters or 20, and I used them in here for a while, and everything was okay except these, as you can see, you know, the coating, the sprayed coating that makes them bronzy wore off, and this was never my first choice, except the Krause rings were not back then easily found on the wide market for individual purchases. They were mostly wholesale. However, this became easier to find. Of course, I got a pair right away. It comes with a back plate, so surgery is required. I used something like this, except sharper. And I cut the inside leather around here. I slid the back plate in, pushed it down under the top flap, and there it was. Okay, a little interruption. So how to install your Krause rings? You take a super sharp knife. This is actually old and dull, but I have a new set with various angles. I made an incision somewhere around here that is a bit narrower than the actual width of the back plate, however wide enough for you to push it through. You push a little bit further down and then back under the top flap so that there is no gap here and no evidence anywhere of the cutting when the rings are on. Then once the back plate is underneath this layer of leather, you're gonna get your knife again. You're gonna locate the attachments for the rings. You're gonna make a rectangular opening for the attachments, 2 rectangular openings, and you want to get a little bit farther away from these because they need to have some room here for the attachments on the ring set to find them and slide in. Then once you have made the openings, you get Gorilla Glue gel or another glue appropriate for the materials, and you use small dabs up here, down here, here, and here, and then you glue it down. After the glue is set, you slide the rings in, and there you go. The only thing is the pen loop removal, which with these rings you don't really need to do. I had done that because I used the screwable rings, which you needed to slide the backs of the screws through somewhere, and this was really the only way. But if you get a folio now and planning to install these rings, this can totally stay here, although you will probably not be able to use the pen loop where it is there because it will be in the way. The pen will be in the way of the rings, especially if you want this fully stuffed, which it can hold quite a bit of paper. I'm not sure if I mentioned these rings are 20 millimeters Krause rings. I don't think these dimensions can accommodate for 23 millimeters rings, definitely not 25, but certainly can 15 millimeters. So if you want to have something super compact, 15 or 20 millimeters both go in here really well. Here is some standard A5 paper. As you can see, even though it's not stuffed, there is some room to spare here. If you were to attach a pen loop to your last sheet, you could easily have a pen here. The folio itself is a little bit too thick to sew a pen loop, like I've done with some other books. However, maybe with a heavy-duty machine and really experienced cobbler or someone who works with leather, you could do that. There is a bit of room here, so you could either opt for top pen loop or top tabs. However, in this, I didn't want to do either because it's just too slick, and I loved it the way it is. The other good thing about the folio is it has this pocket, which it has a bit of stiffener in it, and then the outside cover has quite a bit of stiffener. But this pocket holds a pad like so, and then you have both the ring portion and your pad portion, so you're really not losing the folio functionality. You're just gaining an additional ring options and function, which is huge for me. The pad I'm using here is a Filofax pad. I'm not sure if they still make them. This is from a vintage Filofax I have. But if you have a pad that's already pre-punched, you could write here and then just add your pages here. So this way the rings don't get in the way of your writing. The other thing is that if you want to keep a note while moving through your pad, you can put it on the rings. Now these are 20 millimeters, so with quite a bit more paper in here, you know, the pad takes away some space. But if you were to install 15 millimeters, you could have really a thick pad and almost not feel that you're missing something, because the space here is normally left for the pen loop, and I was never a fan of central pen placement. I really prefer them on the side or on the top. So for me this was, oh, here it is actually. Here is the pen loop. I forgot that I had it in here. This was sewn here. This is how it was. And the way it is with the black elastic, I wasn't a fan. I prefer color matched. Anyway, I hope this helps for A5 users. If you would like to modify your A5 Gillio writing folio into a A5 binder with standard ring configuration. Hope this helped.